Doing, brother Phil here coming on. I just want to share a few words about the Astro concert by Travis Scott. Uh, it's been a couple of days since they done a concert, since he come done a concert, and people have been investigating. FBI and different organizations have been investigating this event. Uh, it's also known that this is a event that many people are talking about, so it hasn't been really censored, um, which is kind of crazy, especially in the time that we're living in, which is everything's been highly censored. Um, and if something happens worldwide, or at least in the United States, it's been heavily censored if you say the wrong thing. Now, um, this event, go figure, has been has not been censored. It's been allowed to go everywhere, and everybody's allowed to be talking about it. So for some reason, um, I believe that people are wanting this. People in high places want this to get out. Is it social engineering? Is it mind something that has to do with propaganda that's not really on the scene yet? Because we know that in the Word of God, the Bible says people are going to worship the Antichrist and the one who sent him, which is the devil. So one point in, you know, you think, well, um, we we live in a country where people don't worship the devil. People have a background, they go in church or going to a house of worship, or reading their Bible at least, or watching Christian movies at least. People were not raised on satanic worship or Satanism. So now, um, in the future at least, the Antichrist will come and he will glorify the devil, just like Jesus glorified the Father. And it's coming. So when we're watching this video, you see the general population think this situation is weird, even though there's a lot of concert people, young people who go to concert and do the raving and do crazy acts during concerts. They already um, they're used to it. They're used to drugs and alcohol. And, I mean, this thing go back all the way back to the '60s. So it's nothing different. People are acting crazy at concerts. I mean, but I remember I went to a concert, yeah, and I think it's an LL Cool J concert. So, and it smelled reeked of reefer. That was back when smoking weed was shunned upon, frowned upon. But now, you know, you get this event, and you notice the event was not censored. It's not censored by anybody because every event was getting censored. Everybody's censoring everything. So now all of a sudden, this event is allowed to be talked about nationwide and probably worldwide. But anyway, I want to get to some thoughts on the terminology was used: suffocation and fixation, and can't breathe, uh, piles of bodies. You know, many pile a guy, security guard getting pricked in the neck, which they came back and said it didn't happen. Well, sometimes you just can't really. I mean, I guess you can, but come back and say something didn't happen when it did happen. Um, you watch a event that happens worldwide, like Kobe Bryant or John F. Kennedy or space shuttle, and if you sit in front of the television screen for the first 24 hours, you get a lot of truth. But then after that, it starts to dissipate. 9/11, and this event is no different. Um, this event is the same thing. Anyway, um, you listen to the witnesses. I played I should have been shaming myself for doing it. I played a video on YouTube. I kind of I should just stop the volume. That's what I should do, and let you guys see if YouTube. Let me see. At least. But anyway, there are people screaming like it's like hell. It's like everybody's screaming, different ladies, guys, help us, and it kind of reminds me of Screams from Hell. There's a video out there where they dug down in deep of the earth and they put a microphone there and they taped the noise coming from a deep hole. I don't know if it's a volcano or what, but it sounded like screams and yells. People are frustrated. Anyway, people are saying they are trapped, and people are saying it's like hell. The fire that was on the stage, they can feel it burning, and they're like, "Oh, this it felt like hell." Well, if you think about it, why does it take this event to make people have to think about hell? Even church attenders, people who go to church. Our pastor doesn't talk about hell. That's the thing. People don't hear about hell at church because you don't want to make people uncomfortable. So now you get an event like this to make people kind of think. Now there is a Simpson. Let me see if I can find it. There's I don't know if this is from The Simpsons or not. I think this is just his advertisement. I didn't put it on here, but it's one that's sort of just like this, and it's from The Simpsons. And it's almost like they kind of foresaw this coming. I wish I could play it for you, but I can't. But you see an event that happens, and people have free course to talk about it. In the day and age that we live in, heck, we got censor. We censor for everything. So why isn't we're able to be just to be able to be played? Excuse me, can't even talk. um. So I want you guys to think about this for a minute and think with me about an event like this. People, because everybody's looking for the conspiratorial side of well, everybody in my bracket, everybody that I know, is looking for the conspiratorial side, and I'm looking for it too. Because when the FBI and all these other organizations are able to get involved, and the FBI is able to, you know, ask questions, FBI is federal. Okay, Roosevelt said that nothing in politics happened by accident. If it happens, it was planned that way. So why does this guy have so much free course? And this was a organization running. Um, we know that the festival that was running, the Astro Festival, is not just him; it's other acts. So they have free course. Of course, Astro was probably, I thought it was the name of his album. I'm not sure. But the organization that he was um, performing for uh, should have already had perimeters set up for security a long time. Yeah, demonic. I had a uh, shout out to the people. I'm scared to play it. I had a shout out to the eight that passed away. And I played it on Facebook. I don't have no sense when it comes to Facebook because I really don't play anything, but I just talk on Facebook. So I wasn't even thinking about copyright infringement. So I could probably play that without playing the music. Let me turn on the phone and then I'll play it. They smart enough to figure this out. And let me switch my screen. I'm like, if they smart, dang, where's the phone at? If they smart enough to figure this out, I gotta plug it in and plug it back in. If they there it is. If they if they smart enough to figure out that when I'm playing, where is that shout out? Here it is. Oh snap! I toss my pay to do that. There it is. So that's the shout out that I was playing on another. I hope they don't send me a doggone copyright infringement just off that little thing I just did. But I noticed that Facebook is butthurt more than. I'm sorry, this is a religious program, but Facebook seems to be more angry about everything rather than YouTube. YouTube hasn't caught up with them yet. So yeah, let's pray for the eight now nine victims that were involved. Um, and this is not what I'm talking about. Is not. I'm just wondering why it took a event like this to remind people of hell. Why can't the churches just come out and talk? That's one of my things. My also question is why, uh, if it was God or the devil, who would run this? Who's? I know the devil's gonna be responsible for running this event, of course, but I'm saying God allowed it. And if God allows it, He's saying the same thing that the churches would be saying through this concert. Because the churches is not talking about hell. If hell was so bad, wouldn't the churches talk about hell? Just saying. This is just me. But anyway, this show started off as a test on Facebook, and it's still a test till I can figure out how to run this software. Um, yeah, exactly. Um, I when I first heard about this, my son, my 13-year-old had to tell me about it because I was probably not going to figure it out. Um, and I thought about it, and I was like, wow, well, maybe this event will get people to think about it. You know, we have so many things that's going on in this world right now. You would think coronavirus would make people think about the value of life, and I'm pretty sure people have. But I guess my other thing with this event too is, I guess I already said it because I'm confusing it with Facebook, but um, why was it easy? Why was it easy for people to talk about without getting censored? And when that happens nowadays, I say, well, if people could talk about this event, then that means the event was purposely done, and you could tell it was purposely done because Mr. Travis Scott would say, "Oh, I didn't even know, he." A lot of people say, "Well, I didn't know the gun was loaded." Alex Bowles, I didn't know the. You guys, you know what you're doing. Um, I guess there's times where you say, well, you should feel sorry for Travis Scott because of the fill in the blank. But the football player Hendry Riggs, I think his name is. I kind of feel sorry for him because I've been in this position before where I never drove down the street at 200 miles an hour, but I've been in this position. You have too, where you're like, I made a mistake. Can you help me? Can you, I know a person that I won't say who it is, but was fired from a job just recently, and the events leading up to this individual getting fired, that individual worked for this place for 14 years, and you would think they would be able to have a second chance. Depends on what they did, of course. I don't really want to go into that. It's not super bad. It's just something where you can say, well, okay, we're gonna give you a second chance. You know, these individual liberals who are saying we should defund the police, and ain't nobody that stupid. I mean, you really literally know people aren't that stupid. Even in leadership, they're not that dumb. However, there's an agenda. And it wasn't to really defund the police. Really did not want to they're not that dumb. What they were trying to do is they were trying to get the globalists to come in here and become the police. So they kind of showed their hand. And you're like, how stupid. This last year and a half, I didn't think people were that dumb. And I'm not trying to be arrogant and I'm better than they are. I'm just saying, I don't understand how can people be so dumb. And then to turn around and vote for him, which probably didn't vote for him. And I'll leave that to a different show. Um, Let me show you something. I don't even think I put it on there. Sorry. Now, like I said before, this is a practice run because I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. I don't even know what happened to it. I know what happened to it. On the software they have an eyeball where you click it and you can't see the things. So I don't know where the heck is that. Okay, and then you come back around and it's gone. Thank God. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. I know where it's at. I had it. Yeah, I had it clicked off. Anyway, adultery. You see that? You see that picture right here? That was on The Simpsons too. I should have. I wasn't planning on not. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. But anyway, The Simpsons had a show, and they kind of predicted the same thing. Here it is. I don't want to play a video though. I'm just going to show this. Oh snap! It's not even going to show. Dang it! Let me show the. Oh, I don't want that. I'll just show you the phone. Okay, since I find it. Okay, that right here. This one right here too. I can't click it because if I click it, it's just gonna go to the article, but it's showing. It won't show the whole thing. But it's showing that this picture is already done on The Simpsons. Ain't that a trip? Simpsons are like a doggone prophets or something. you know they in bed with the doggone agencies. I won't say no names, but you know, come on. That you can't be that. You don't know what's going to happen. You have to have somebody working there who is either part of the organizations. I'm not mentioning any organization. I already had mentioned it earlier, so I'm not going to mention it again. But part of it, you know, some the government agency who knows this stuff, and they're in cahoots with the globalists. This is a bunch of bullcrap, and it's a trap. You go through the mouth and you don't come out. It says in Luke 21:34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare should it come upon all them that dwell upon the face of the earth. Just like that concert. You know what happened? And I ain't find no common connection. I was not trying to. I wasn't trying to. Time magazine. Let me look this up. Time magazine. And I think it's November. Okay. And then I'm gonna show y'all it again. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open or what make that any wider, but it's called Last Call. Now you see, dang, I wish I could have had a better one. Well, you see the Queen, she's a cardboard cutout, which I believe is a fake monarchy or something, or she's a Nephilim. I don't know. And then you got the two power countries sitting behind President so-called Biden. And Biden's body is actually Barack Obama's body. I don't know what Gretchen doing sitting where they looking all mad. Let me see. Dang it. What did I do? Gretchen. Y'all see Gretchen right there with her nappy hair? And then I don't know who the lady is sitting in front. I got to think about. She's one of the Ireland or Iceland. But look at the background. That's a storm. Storm coming, right? A trap. It's a storm. And the people in the back, you really can't see them because they really don't care about me and you. They have no no idea. Um. So like you listen to the witnesses from this concert, and they say stuff like, "Oh, we were trapped in barricades and pits and piled up bodies," and that's another thing that got me. Piled up bodies. Why do we bring up? I don't get it. Yeah, yeah, that it's all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, like when you think about hell, hell is eternal. So when you think, it baffles my mind how the devil has tricked people, just like Adam and Eve, just like in the garden. And it's about knowledge. It's always about knowledge. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It's also distorted knowledge. You see your parents, the parents, they send their kid to college to learn from the best universities because knowledge is going to get them a better job, and knowledge is going to get them a better hookup, so they can have a better life than their parents did, or or on par with the parents. And you think, Well, you look at the knowledge that the kids are learning now. The last when I first moved into this house, it was 14 years ago, and I remember saying that every 5 years the world changes, and then I remember saying every 3 years, and then I remember saying every 12 months, and she knows the months and 3 months, and it's now every day. Things are changing, and the knowledge that we have is mostly confused knowledge. The devil is the author of confusion, not God. So people don't know, they just a couple of months ago, just a couple of years ago, 2, 3 years ago, they're talking about the fetus was not a baby. But now we kill them at birth. So now we stopped saying the fetus wasn't a baby. We started just saying abortion rights and stuff like that. And the Bible says, "Woe to those who call good evil and good." So I don't know. I don't even know how to get these things on here. I have to actually pull and slide it. That's retarded. Oh, excuse me. You're not supposed to use that word. When did you use the word retarded? Can you ever use the word retarded? Because the world we live in now, not talking about people in general, I'm talking about people, not specific people, but you know what I'm saying. I understand why you don't say the word, you know, but some of the things that we do is retarded. The things that we do now. But this event, and I'm gonna get off here, but this event has got people thinking about hell. Um, it says here, I got a couple of verses on hell, on the pit, not hell in general, but the pit. Uh, it says Psalms 9:15, the nation has sunk down in the pit which they have made, in the net which they hid, their own foot have been caught, kind of like the snare or the trap that we were talking about earlier. And kids have heard about going to rave concerts. I mean, the concerts have been crazy for years. It's not like all of a sudden concerts have been crazy. It's just the fact that have some dignity, have some have some care for your. He says he cares for his audience and his people. Hey, if you really cared, you would have stopped it. You had the lady come up on the stage. You had a guy come up on the stage. You had people shouting, "Stop the show!" Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna they don't love you that much to psych you out and say stop the show when they really didn't mean it. What kind of bullcrap is that? So they're saying stop the show. It says, and he just kept going. It says, "He who dig a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone, it will come back on him." Wow. And those people had no idea. You don't have no idea when you leave the front door and you leave your house and you don't know if you're gonna die that day. You know, you just don't know. Back in the '70s, you had a whole football team die in one plane crash. Heck, they still haven't found the Malaysian aircraft. Remember the Malaysian aircraft that just disappeared? You just no sign. They still haven't found it. Um, there was a movie called Manifest that was kind of creepy. You know, people get on an airplane and they fly like normal, and by the time they got off, they were missing for 5 years. Of course, it's Hollywood, but you, I mean, I still can't explain what happened to the plane. You know, the plane. It says, Psalms 88:6 said, "You have put me in the lowest pit, in the darkest places, in the depths." Proverbs 22:14, "The mouth of the adulteress is a deep pit. He who is cursed, the Lord will fall into it." He who is cursed, the Lord, excuse me. Did you see the cross for a stage? I'm not saying that it hasn't been done before, but I'm just saying, did you see the stage? I gotta give shout out to the person who done that. I mean, that's crazy crap. But I heard them say that the pit opened up. These pits opened up like a camera lens, like open up. Ain't that some boy? I mean, if you really think about it, why would you have a pit right in the middle of your crowd? And how long did it take you to make the stage? I mean, whoever made that staging must be a genius. I mean, did you see that stuff? I mean, the flames and the Hollywood. Somebody from Hollywood probably made it. Anyway, but anyway, God bless you guys. Been on long enough. When you have fun, time is amazingly fast when you're having fun. Anyway, God bless you very much. And thank you, Victorious and Jesus, for being here. I gotta keep uh doing videos in order to feel relaxed on the camera because I still feel kind of what like I'm being watched by millions of people and it could be just two people. But anyway, God bless you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.